Trading days, December 16th, 2016. This is a chart of a weekly chart of the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And what I want to look at are these squares appearing on the right side of the chart. Remember, it's a weekly chart. So I'll start at Jupiter squaring Pluto, and that is the brown, those look greenish brown squares. One has already taken place on November 24th, and we've got two more lasting out till August the 4th, 2017. So this aspect has had a history with international terrorism and terrorist attacks or actions, and also economic cycles. So we want to watch these, how they interact with the other planets. Where did I put my dates? Here we are. So that was November 24th to August the 4th, 2017. So the first half of the year. I'm looking for trouble in the first quarter of the year, or somewhere between January 1st and the end of April, anyway. Okay, the other ones here are Jupiter opposition Uranus. So that's the purple squares. And at times during the year, that's an opposition. At times during the year, Pluto is going to be squaring both Jupiter and Uranus, and that's going to make it a T-square with Uranus at the apex. That is really powerful, and as the aspect itself is kind of a capitalistic, something's going to happen during capitalistic times. So it's the free market. They're all in cardinal signs. Pluto is in Capricorn, Uranus is in Aries, and Jupiter is in Libra. So they're all in cardinal signs. These are the action signs. And I'm expecting some action that we probably won't like very much. But again, I'm not going to come up with any firm dates, but I'm really looking at the first couple of weeks of March and much of April. Well, maybe concentrating on early April. We'll have lots of time to get ready for it, so be prepared. The third one, which are the red squares, that's Saturn trine Uranus, and that is almost the same starting point. That's December the 19th, coming up shortly, and going out to October. So you'll see that these are covering most of the year. Saturn trine Uranus, that's associated with capitalism and imperialistic tendencies. Uranus is in there, so we often get inventions and brilliant ideas or insights. Uranus obviously also rules technology and airplanes, things like that. So Uranus by itself is turning direct on December 29th. Just a couple of weeks away, and Uranus is sudden actions, sudden incidences, but it can also be, as I just mentioned there, kind of new ideas and inventions. And I'm expecting really dramatic inventions in the technology area, and I'm using the word technology in its broadest sense. It's new things that we'll be using, and I think there'll be things that we can't even imagine right now. And I'm looking for this to happen between now, maybe just start very, very slowly and be in full swing in 2020, 2021. Okay, that's all I wanted to cover another point here. A number of people, when they're have said to me that the Saturn trine Uranus signature, which is on the 24th of December, is very positive for the markets. Now that may be, but I would never pick a day, and especially with such slow-moving planets. These are spread out over almost half a year. We may expect some movement, but I wouldn't expect it necessarily close to this beginning square, the square which is the beginning of the Saturn-Uranus trine. One other thing I wanted to point out is this red arrow. I mentioned Mercury turning retrograde in a number of videos. This is Venus turning retrograde, and Venus every 8 years, and really 5 Venus retrogrades, Venus goes back to the position that it was located, or approximate position, every 8 years or every 5th occurrence. So if we go back here 5 occurrences, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we land on the low back in March 2009. That red arrow was almost, I think it was right on the day or the day after the the big move down in 2009, the potential crash. So we're returning to that spot. So if I go 5 from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we turned down, but it was certainly nothing like this mess. So we want to be very cognizant of that Venus retrograde date. That is early March, March the 4th, 2017. So that's one of the reasons I'm looking for that March time frame. There's right now I'm got about 10 reasons, and I've got to whittle it down. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to say on this, other than there's just a lot of activity in here, and we'll be bringing them up again when we hit them, or a week before. I'm going to put this in the January subscription letter. Okay, thank you very much for listening.